Are you ready?
Quit time!
We are the best in the world at what we do.
It's the PriMalLow Wrestling Show with Robert Price, Tom Malloy, and your host, Rich Lopez.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special Christmas edition, aka episode number 38 of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Before you guys get your jingle on, listen to our show. I'm your host, Rich Lopez. Here are my two colleagues, Tom Malloy and Robert Price.
Hello, hello.
Jingle bells.
Thank you. I was going to say, can one of you guys greet in a St. Nicholas way?
Well, holiday manner.
A little holiday manner. There you go. Thank you.
There we go. Happy Kwanzaa.
On the show, we're going to recap Raw as always, and last night was the Slammy Awards, I guess the wrestling version of the Oscars. So we're going to talk about that and if we agree with any of the picks that were selected. And then for our topic discussion, we're going to kind of touch base on the NXT London takeover that happened last week, and we're going to see if we think there will be a pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view that is, hosted there by the end of 2017.
We're also going to have the PriMalLow Remake, this week's topic.
It's co-winners of the Rumble.
And we're also going to have the PriMalLow Mailbag, where we're not phoning it in, where we're taking questions from you.
We're going to conclude our show with our self-high-five. Superstars who won the Royal Rumble that you hated to see win.
I know for a fact there's a lot. I don't think I can narrow it down to 5, but hope you guys stay tuned. And after this short Christmas music break, we're going to proceed with the Raw recap. Stay tuned.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop.
Welcome back, and we hope you're still in the mood for that Christmas theme, but don't worry, there'll be some more tunes later. Let's talk about Raw, Slammy Awards. I guess, do you want to talk about any wrestling matches before we get in-depth with the Slammys, Price, Malloy?
I don't know. I like the steel cage match.
Yeah?
It was a good match, good main event. I think it delivered.
Yeah?
Overall, it was probably the best match on the card.
What do you think about the Kevin Owens Ziggler match? Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's getting old.
It's getting old, yeah. I just can see them going into the pay-per-view against each other in that triple threat match with Dean Ambrose.
Well, right now we're actually watching a little bit of SmackDown since it's live, and we just think that this is gonna end in like a draw or something because we think Rumble is gonna happen. But anyway,
yeah.
Right now, there's a triple threat on.
Right now there's triple threat, but I think it's gonna escalate into Rumble. But Price, how about the matches? Did you enjoy it at all, or
No.
no?
None of the
Not even the
matches.
cage match. I know you like those gimmick matches.
Oh, I love Battle Royals, but
Yeah.
that's my favorite. Cage match, I
Well, no, I'm
don't
saying,
know.
like, I know you
The
like
ending to
special
the cage match, I just watched a couple cage matches. I just watched the Ken Shamrock, The Rock.
That's your
Mankind
favorite one, right?
That's one of my favorites, yeah. But I just didn't like the ending with, Roman Reigns came out, made him look strong. I mean, it's not his business to be out there. Then you strike it with, he came out for Dean Ambrose, but he didn't come out for the Usos.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
And I didn't like the ending.
You don't like the ending of the paper or the
The
Raw?
ending of that, they were both on the outside punching each other.
That's
Of course, whoever
exactly.
gets
Why
hit.
would you punch? That's the first thing I was seeing that too, and I was like, that's stupid. I thought Sheamus was gonna punch him at the very top of the cage, and then he was gonna fall on Reigns, just because Ambrose is crazy
Yeah.
like that.
That is crazy. It's a crazy, big, crazy spot.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about these Slammies. If you didn't see our article, we kind of gave our picks, the same day in an article on the PriMalLow WrestlingShow.blogspot.com where we went in depth. I think there were 16 Slammies. I think.
Yeah.
They announced 8 on Raw, and I think the other 8 were like on the pre-show or something like that. So we gave our each individual picks. So with that being said, what did you write it down?
I have the entire list right here.
Okay, I didn't
Not
say.
who won, but I have the list.
I hear you crackling over there. It's a paper for the list. All right, well, I don't want to go and bore everybody with this exact, entire list. But what did you guys like? We could talk Superstar of the Year if you want to, Rivalry of the Year, like the main ones, Diva, Tag Team of the Year, Oh My God Moment of the Year. Which ones did you guys have a problem with as the winners? I know. Well, just go ahead. I don't want to assume anything. Price.
I had a huge problem with almost all of them
Really?
because of the fact that I was on multiple boards and they were saying about how their votes didn't really matter. And so after a while, I kind of thought that it was rigged. It was more or less just to build up people / make feuds. Like the LOL moment of the year, you had Santino steal it from R-Truth. R-Truth winning the LOL moment of the year.
You don't
I
think
just
that
kind of think that, yeah, that was a funny moment. But however, you seen like New Day from that segment with Stephanie and Triple H, the Bushwhackers Hall of Fame thing. Also, Superstar of the Year, a lot of people said they couldn't vote. I mean, Seth Rollins, yeah, he deserved it, but people weren't able to vote. Also, the breakout star of the year, Neville winning. I was on there, and Noti Q does polls for every single one. Mm-hmm. Neville only got 1%. Kevin Owens had 64%. I mean, they were going against other people like Charlotte. I can't name anybody else, but the two...
Tyler Breeze, which is irrelevant because he just came a month ago.
Yeah. He's like the third party in the presidential election. He would have been able to take enough away. The same thing with Neville. And then the last one I wanted to talk about was Diva of the Year because we had a request from it. Nikki Bella winning. Yeah, she probably should have won because of the fact that she broke the record. However, so many other people. Yeah, Charlotte.
Well, it depends what you want to do. I'm just touching on what you say because you said Kevin Owens should have won. Seth Rollins. I mean, I feel like these are people that. Well, no, I guess Seth Rollins is part of the IWC community. But with Nikki Bella, obviously on a wrestling scale, she's not better than Paige. So Paige probably had better quality matches the whole year. But if you're going to go on a storyline basis like the Slammies are, you have to pick Bella.
But exactly what you just said, the IWC.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Those are the people that are going to be voting. So those are the people that should have been winning.
I completely agree with you.
Not the machines.
But that's how you know. Now, does every IWC vote not count? I think that's kind of outrageous to say. I think some of them do. You
touched on a great point before. What were you going to say?
Well, what was it?
You were saying that that you thought that the wrestlers
I think backstage the wrestlers have some say. Because you said nobody can vote for Superstar of the Year.
Yeah.
So what I think, obviously I could be completely wrong. It's just a theory. Because it happens in basketball. Last year, basketball players were saying the media shouldn't make a vote. They don't know what goes on. They should have basketball players and coaches and legends vote for MVP because they know the work and all that stuff. I think backstage, writers, superstars themselves,
legends, Hall of Famers,
I think they all had to say. And I think this is the first time in a long time an actual wrestler who had the best matches on the card was WWE champion. Besides maybe Orton, but Orton does a mixture of both.
How I would describe it as the electoral college in the presidential race.
Yes. I feel like we're leaving Moy out of this a little bit, so let's include him. I apologize.
Get in on it.
All right.
What did you like? Any dislike? Any?
I don't know. I kind of saw them coming. I was shocked with the Neville being the breakout star of the year. I really thought Kevin Owens was going to do that. He did so much. I mean, his first night out, he beat John Cena. I mean, that's incredible. Usos being tag team again for the second year in a row.
They were out for 7 months, 8 months.
They were barely even there. How are you going to be relevant if you weren't even there half the year?
They shouldn't even have been nominated.
It should have been the New Day or the Dudley Boys, in my opinion.
I don't think the Dudley Boys. They were only there for 2 months. New Day's been there since.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying who else besides the New Day though?
Primetime players.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I was thinking Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I thought.
Yeah, that's another.
Because they were before New Day got hot. The thing that was holding that tag team division, I thought, was Kidd and Cesaro having the best matches and stuff like that. That's why I would have voted for a second place if I had to, and then third place primetime players. But yeah, I do not understand how the New Day did not get it. That's where the electoral votes, like you said, Price, would not work because people would have put the New Day by a landslide. You were gonna say something though?
I want to throw the cat in the bag here. Oh my God, moment of the year.
Oh yeah, here we go. We'll give you guys a little backstory. We're getting ready for the show, and Price kind of tweaked on me because I had
just like Ken Shamrock.
He really did. Just because we had a little difference in opinion, and Malloy he wasn't even a moderator. He was just watching. But what was your pick for? Oh my God.
Seth Rollins cashing in because for every single party that I had, that moment right there, more people were screaming, and that's the loudest I think it ever got compared to the crowd too.
Oh.
Even though there was how many people, even if it was a condensed crowd, like the 15,000, I think it would have been much louder.
Oh, you're saying if it wasn't open and all
more of a shock value because it never happened before.
Okay. Well, before I give my opinion on my pick, Malloy, who are you siding with, or who did you pick?
He doesn't know your opinion.
I'm saying I forget what he picked in the article.
For the oh my God moment, I had Rollins cash in. I just thought that was just that was very shocking. I mean, the Selena Del Sol that move off the ladder was incredible.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but just that, like, overall, I remember being at his house. I was like, at that point in time, to me, WrestleMania was like, eh.
Oh, I thought that was the best WrestleMania.
Oh no, it was good, but like the main event to me has to be like, to me the main event was lacklustering until Seth Rollins came
I
out.
don't even think that. I was reading an article saying that I don't understand how Sting and Triple H is a representative match of WrestleMania 31. It should be Lesnar versus Reigns.
All right, well, I mean,
And obviously everybody has their different opinion. I just think the only thing I could say wrong about that match before I talk about my oh my god moment is that maybe there was one too many finisher kickouts.
yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was a pretty decent match. It was really physical and it sold a great story. But my oh my god moment was Kalisto, Salida del Sol. Price, why do you disagree with me?
Because every single year you see somebody go through the ladder. Yes, it was a little bit more significant with him doing that spot. But I mean, that happened, and then the match continued.
Okay.
It was like,
Here's-
okay, that was a cool thing, but then you're ready for the next thing to happen on that card.
Okay, well, here's my rebuttal to you, is that every year there's a Money in the Bank cash-in that is just as exciting.
No, I think this was one of the most exciting cash-ins.
But you could say the same thing for Salida del Sol. Nobody's ever seen somebody do what.
Yeah, but that impact.
I mean, there's been a simple splash to a ladder,
Okay,
which you know
here.
is kind of corny.
Okay, here.
But what he did, the impact kind of sold it. Go ahead.
Last year, I believe Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose won the Slammy for their spot at WrestleMania.
What was it?
When Luke Harper power bombed Dean
For
Ambrose
sure.
through the
That's
ladder.
another one though. Like it's
Right there. That was much more impact. That was much more. Oh, is he okay?
That was at WrestleMania. That was
WrestleMania.
for this year.
Yeah, that was for Extreme Moment.
Yeah, I think that won the most extreme moment of the year.
I don't know if it won Most Extreme. No, I think Most Extreme was. I forget what it was. I don't have it down. That you have your picks down. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's fine. But I just think that.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that compared to the whatever Del Sol,
Salida del Sol.
whatever. That yeah, that was a big spot, but I don't know. Compared to them, I think that Seth Rollins was much bigger.
I mean, yeah.
I was just shocked by it. Them just trying to build him up as a lucha.
Like I said, obviously I'm excited for every Money in the Bank cash in, and we've said it on the show. I think the show before WrestleMania, excuse me, that if Rollins lost to Orton, and the heat that Reigns was gonna get if he won, I think it was kind of expected. That's why. Maybe if it wasn't as expected, I would have picked it, but I don't know. Go ahead. Oh, they're gonna say something. Anything else? Superstar of the year. We'll close out with that. Did you guys think about that?
Seth freaking Rollins won.
Yeah, I remember in the articles you guys both had Ambrose. I had Rollins.
Yeah, I was pulling for Ambrose because I feel as though like he just was a better year for him. I think he was more successful this year. Got over with the crowd a lot more than he did last year, and everything else. I mean, but you got to say though, Seth Rollins definitely deserves it. He put on a 9 out of 10 match every time he was in the ring. You know,
Against, Sting, against Cena, against
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Sorry, I hit the thing. Orton,
Yeah,
Reigns,
against Orton.
Ambrose.
yeah.
I feel like he's beaten the best. Had great matches. I feel like, which we're gonna talk about on next week's show. We're gonna do like a year in review. One of them is favorite matches of the year.
Yeah.
I feel like Rollins is going to be, I have a feeling, like 2 or 3 of them because of SummerSlam with Cena and the Triple Threat Rumble match.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like he had the best matches.
No
you know.
biasness
No,
in that match either, even though that we were there.
No, it was we actually got to see a classic.
It was so nice that we got to see it twice
We
next
did.
night on Raw.
Yeah, it's awful. But, yeah, so I think he deserved it. And obviously, Ambrose and Reigns are probably like, second and third. Cena could have been tossed in there. But, yeah, I think the right choice was picked. And that's why I think Backstage picked it. Because it was last year, Reigns did not deserve it because he was in a stable and then he was injured. And he somehow won.
Should have been
And I don't
Daniel
think
Bryan.
I didn't think that they wanted that to happen again. So, when we come back, we're going to talk about NXT TakeOver London briefly, and we're going to discuss a potential pay-per-view host that is London, England. Stay tuned. It's PriMalLow Wrestling Show.
Hey, I'm Tom Malloy from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Do you like Facebook? Do you like wrestling? Like our page. Search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Enjoy.
Welcome back, and that is right. You could always hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, all social media sites.
Blogspot.
We're very, very friendly. Blogspot, thank you. Facebook is the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Twitter handle is @PriMalLow Show. YouTube and SoundCloud. I mean, our episodes are uploaded every week. So, all right, let's talk a little bit of NXT London. We did the preview show. We did the preview on last week's show. I don't have it set up as a recap because I'm just gonna pretty much talk about London hosting a pay-per-view potentially, maybe. But I don't know did you guys watch NXT?
Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of it.
What do you guys think of it, real quick?
I think Brooklyn was better by leaps and bounds.
Really?
Yes, and so does everyone that conversed with us.
Really?
Yes.
I kind of disagree, but Malloy.
I'm going to say it was just equally just as good. I mean, I think just the overall factor is that Brooklyn had a lot more hype on it than London.
I think that's because it's the first one outside of Full Sail, I
Yep.
think. The reason why I do not agree with Price, and unfortunately our audience, is because if I look on a match scale, I feel like there's only 2 matches that were decent. Tag match at Brooklyn wasn't that good. Apollo Crews match I didn't think was that good.
It was a squash match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that good. What else am I missing? Am I missing the Tyler Breeze Liger match? That was I feel like am I missing?
Here's one for you, okay? Opening bell to closing bell at Brooklyn, they were going crazy.
Yeah. Were they doing the same
There was
thing?
high lows with London.
Okay, but you have to watch the match.
I'm just saying,
You're going
for
on
being
crowd
better,
reaction.
going by crowd reaction by the matches themselves. With Bailey and Sasha Banks, you're going to put that against Bailey and Nia Jax.
Here's the thing, dude. You're talking about crowd participation in a match. That's
put,
not a match. I'm talking about
no,
the matches.
No, I'm saying the matches.
Watch the matches on mute and tell me what's a better pay-per-view.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll still go with Brooklyn.
Okay, well watch it and tell me. You're going on crowd reaction. In that case, Phil. In that case, Royal Rumble is the best pay-per-view this year because of the crowd reaction. Is what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, you're saying crowd reaction.
I'm saying opening bell to closing bell.
That you said opening bell to closing bell. The crowd was nonstop.
Nonstop. Because there was always.
It wasn't
action.
the fact that he said it was hyped. The first NXT outside Full Sail. That could be it.
You're
It's the
going
day
to
before SummerSlam.
Or else it's also in the Northeast. Just throw that out.
Northeast.
No, that's what I was just about to say. Northeast versus London.
Northeast versus any crowd.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the match. It's just the atmosphere.
No, that's what he just said. He said it was the first one in Northeast. I said, yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Well, the Northeast crowd reaction
versus London.
Northeast versus anywhere else in the world. You're going to have the highest critiques. You're going to have the highest crowd reaction.
Yeah.
Everything else. Because
it's
where was
homegrown.
wrestling? It started here. We had ECW
Yeah, but that's
here.
not. I know.
No, WWE started in Allentown.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. We've always said the Northeast and
saying
potentially London or England or like the European countries are going to be the biggest markets for wrestling. But I'm saying if you're gonna look, I'm talking about matches. I'm not saying excitement, and I'm not saying obviously the crowd does have a big part in it. However, like, what do you think was the best match? What do you think was the worst match in Brooklyn?
The Apollo Crews Ty Dillinger match.
So you thought, all right, so let's do a little apples to apples then, because there was no squash match on this card.
No, there wasn't.
Okay, so that knocks one. Tag team title match. What do you think was better, the Vaudevillains?
The Vaudevillains one, yes.
Really?
Yeah. There's more surprises in it.
What was the surprise? That they won?
The surprise that they won. Number
Don't
one.
even say blue pants. Don't say
Blue
that.
pants.
That
Number
was so
two.
obvious. They had blue pants on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, if you had the thing on mute, you wouldn't have known.
What?
Number
What am I?
three.
I'm not blind.
They were
I had it on
chanting
mute,
blue pants.
But
Anyways,
they were blue pants.
I digress.
Yeah. I don't. Whatever.
Number three.
I think
was
you just wanted to
Cruz
argue
for-
with me. 'Cause you
No,
yelled
I'm
at
not
me.
arguing with
You
you.
yelled at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
You yelled at me.
Corrected me.
I didn't. How did I correct you?
You can't tell me what I like better.
I never have.
All I know is
I
after
said, what do
this
you think was better? I
takeover,
said,
Anyways, the
and I asked
second
how.
question.
Don't cut me off.
Samoa Joe's going to be in the Rumble.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because he lost?
Yeah.
I think
like
so,
like
too.
I said last week, if he
Jake the
loses,
Snake Roberts.
Lose, just like Enzo and Cash,
Yeah.
right? All right, anyway. So before Price cut me off for the second question somehow, I will ask, do you guys think London, based on this subpar, quote-unquote, from Robert Price, reaction, do you think they will host a pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view, in the next 2 years?
Yeah. Yes. I think overall that they'll definitely put a pay-per-view there. I'm not going to say they're going to put WrestleMania there.
No, I'm not.
I'm
just
sure there's
saying
definitely
like,
some bets
name
on
one.
it. But I could see a SummerSlam being there. I
Yeah.
could see maybe a Survivor Series, Royal Rumble even. It's a part of the world that loves wrestling and they don't get to experience a lot of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So, or even go to them. So it gives people over there in England a chance to see him, especially when the talent base from the UK is much higher than it used to be.
Yeah. Okay. Price.
No, I don't think you're gonna have a big four pay-per-view. Probably a network special.
I'm not even
Like-
saying big like any. Do you think any?
No, I'm just saying.
I just want to make sure
Like,
because I know you heard
Tom,
him. So I didn't
Tom
know if
just stated the big four. That's why I was saying.
No,
that.
that's what I'm saying, but I meant any four. I didn't want you to just go off what he said. That's all.
I don't feel as though they're going to have a big four. They might have a network special.
Okay.
But even in the past, they've said just due to the delay that it would come on. I mean, it came on at 3.
I was gonna say, do you think that's a big? I didn't think it was that bad of a delay. 3 o'clock. So what?
3 o'clock, but for people that, I want to see the event, anybody that's working 9 to 5, like the good majority of the people in the U.S., which is where the company's based out of.
Obviously, but here's my question. This is the reason why I
But it's
thought
on
of
a
this
Sunday.
question.
It'd be on a Sunday though.
I was saying it'd be on a Sunday, so it's a weekend. What if they pushed it to 9 o'clock over there and it was 4 here instead of 3?
How about 10 o'clock?
10 and 5.
Then you
I
could
mean,
have 5 o'clock here.
you could do that,
That would be where I would be like, okay, 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
that's fine.
but so I know you said Big Four, Malloy, but I meant any pay per view.
Oh no, but I could see Big Four over there just because of
Even a
the
Big Four?
drawing. Yeah.
Okay, you say none at all, Price.
No. I was saying.
Oh, you mean- I'm
I
sorry.
don't think a
That's
big
what-
four.
that's what
I
I
was
meant to say,
saying
that's what I
like a
meant to say. I'm
network
sorry.
special. Like if you had King of the Ring over there, obviously
'Cause
cheesy and but
gets the job done.
and also it's a bigger, just the name of it, prestige. So obviously they
Royalty.
think it's bigger, but
Yeah, Prince Harry or whatever his name is.
no, I'm just saying like King of the Ring. If you're like,
No,
oh,
but
they're
you're
gonna
just
have a
saying-
King of the Ring.
Yeah, when you think
wow,
of royalty,
that's
you
a
think.
no. I'm saying the fact that like King of the Ring, that has been a great pay per view, and if they're bringing back King of the Ring.
Oh, okay. Just like on a legitimate pay per view
Yeah.
basis, you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. I think there definitely will be one there. I just don't think it will be a big four, so I'm going to agree with Price, even though we just had a heated argument. That's how you know I love you. I just don't know which one it would be. I think it would be like a spectacle thing, maybe like an Elimination Chamber one, which was that technically a network special?
Yes.
Elimination
this year?
Chamber this year, yeah.
That's what it was, right? Because I remember they did that at San Juan. Remember they did that in Puerto Rico in 05?
Oh yeah, and they
Yeah.
were counting down.
That's what I mean in Spanish. Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm just thinking like maybe like a gimmick pay-per-view, something like that, to bring more of a mystique value to the international country. But yeah, Big Four, I definitely agree. And if there ever was going to be a Big Four, I think it would have to be SummerSlam just based on what they did in '92. Anybody agree? No.
Yeah,
Or do you think
Wembley
Wembley Stadium? That's right. Yeah.
Wembley Stadium. Sorry. Yeah, that was a great card when
Yeah.
you had that. So I mean, you would have to top that.
Yeah, which I think they could with the
Oh,
talent.
of course.
However, I think like you also had in here, not to jump over you or anything,
That's
but you
fine.
also had another country. I think Germany would be a nice country to have it in, or else Africa.
Well, yeah.
Have to be like in South Africa though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
Yeah.
because you have like
'Cause a lot of people-
Adam Rose,
yeah.
you have a huge,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be that much of a delay.
Yeah, I completely
Yeah,
agree.
No,
Or
I
even
just
Canada
realized- I was actually
or
going to say, when's the
Mexico.
last time they done a Canadian, like one in Canada?
They go to Calgary every once in a while for a Raw. That's about
That's what I
it.
mean, but they used to do a couple pay-per-views there. They haven't in a while.
not
Work.
enough Canadians, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Tyler
Enough top Canadians. Sorry,
Breeze, Kevin Owens.
I
I
guess,
said top.
yeah, I just thought about that. That's a good
I said top.
That's a good point. Watch it be like the next pay-per-view
Yeah.
after Rumble. So you guys think, well, I already pretty much touched on it. It would be good for business if they do like a smaller pay-per-view first to test. All right, I guess we have a little bit of time. We'll touch on it real briefly because I know Price wanted to talk about it. Jeff Hardy. Just recent interview. Just even though he'll be out for knee surgery, he'll be out 6 to 9 months. He still says he wants to finish his career in WWE. Price, your thoughts?
I don't think he's gonna. I think he will come back, but I don't think it'll be. It'll be just him. It'll be just Jeff.
You think he'll
Coming
still
back.
want to do it if it's just Jeff? No Matt?
Yeah, because Jeff has enough star power that he was a top tier guy, compared to Matt Hardy, who what did he hold, the ECW title? That was the highest.
That's the
title?
highest, yeah. U.S.
Right.
title. It depends on what prestige you want to go
Or the
off of.
Cruiserweight title.
No, but he wasn't the man on any show,
No, yeah, I know. I'm just
Other than
saying, like,
ECW,
obviously, if you
which
go...
was the minor league of the minor league. It was
Yeah,
a total
exactly.
disgrace that it was called ECW. But
No, I know. I was just saying, it's what I mean. So, like, I guess his highest ranking would be U.S.
I think they are going to bring him back so he could retire in the WWE.
Okay.
Obviously, he has enough
Juice.
juice, but enough money.
Oh, yeah. Just...
They can make enough money off of him having
Oh,
him
okay.
back.
Money machine.
However, bringing him back it would be very limited because he already they always said that if they're going to bring him back, they're bringing him back with 2 strikes.
Yeah, which is rightfully so. He's not Orton. Orton's the only one that
And
can
he's
get away
also
with it.
large.
Yeah, obviously.
He's no longer. If he has this knee surgery, I don't believe he's going to be doing the same stuff that he was doing before.
Yeah, I'm sure WWE would monitor him if they're going to sign him to a deal. Boy.
I think both of them will come back, and I feel as though Dudley Boys versus the Hardys will be like their most final match just to end their career in WWE.
That'd be really cool to see if it was like a TLC match with those 4. Obviously, it'd be like a dumbed-down version because obviously they can't do the same spots that they could. I mean, they probably try it, don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
They died
Kalisto
in the
just
ring.
did that thing, so they might.
Yeah, Kalisto's like 10, 15 years younger is what I'm getting at.
No, but I mean, they allowed him to do that spot, so.
Yeah, but
maybe
do you think
they'll
they
allow him to
do you think they let Jeff Hardy do it with all these knee injuries and stuff?
Yes.
If it's his
This
last
is,
one?
this is the last
That-
match.
yeah,
They're not getting
true.
anything out of him
If it's
anymore.
yeah, that's true. If it's his last one, I guess that makes sense. But
As long as
yeah,
he can
I
walk
think
across the stage when he has his Hall of Fame speech.
I think that's the only reason why you could bring him in. Otherwise, I think it's pointless because it's just another mid-card talent, I think, going to a heavily mid-carded roster.
Easy money.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
unless you bring him in as a tag team to do the farewell tour with Dudley Boys, I don't think it makes sense. So obviously that scratches that Royal Rumble prediction though, since he has that knee surgery, or is he?
Jeff Harvey.
There's been a lot of swerves I feel like with these superstars for
Especially
Rumble.
Sheamus. Sheamus is not hurt,
No, he's not. That's been
even though everybody said that. He's not hurt.
What? I didn't notice that.
Exactly. Don't worry about
Inglewood,
it.
Yeah, it's stupid. It was just a storyline. When we come back, it's time for our PriMalLow remake, and we're gonna talk about the history and if we would change it regarding the co-winner scenarios in the Royal Rumble events. Stay tuned. PriMalLow Wrestling Show, episode number 38.
Hey, I'm Rich Lopez from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Don't forget to hear our new episodes of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show on SoundCloud. Episodes are uploaded every Tuesday night. Thank you for tuning in.
Welcome back. And before our next segment, I just want to put out there, me and Rich are still fighting in the break, still. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I am for NXT Brooklyn. He is for NXT London. And Tom, he's for any NXT in Full Sail, right?
Yeah.
Well, I really don't want that vote. I mean, if you're going to go on a single event basis, you should pick which NXT takeover. You can't have like all 7 of them, and we only get one.
Okay, just when you write this out, either go Brooklyn or NXT London, but also put in there hashtag I love Malloy.
There we go.
Fair enough?
There we go. Yeah.
Or hashtag booty, one of the two. But just include Malloy. But yeah, Brooklyn or London, what do you think was better? Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. All right, back to the script. Thank you, Price, that's a good idea. PriMalLow Remake this week is gonna, it's gonna concern co-winners of the Royal Rumble event. It's only happened once, almost happened twice in 2005, but the first time and only time happened in 1994 with Bret Hart and Lex Luger. Both their feet, I guess all 4 of their feet hit at the same exact time, and they both went to WrestleMania to face Yokozuna. Lex Luger was unsuccessful. Bret Hart was successful. So I thought this was a good idea since we're continuing this build-up for Rumble in January. If you could pick any other Rumble besides that, or if you want to include it, it's up to you guys. Just explain why. Which 2 Royal Rumbles would you have done it? I just did 2 for discussion purposes, but I'm hoping the first one would be your most prioritized one. Malloy, what would you pick?
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart for 1997.
Okay.
I think that was just a great feud, and it would have made Austin a star maybe a little bit earlier, going against Michaels at the main event. It would have been Mike who would have been the champion. I thought it would be Michaels.
Well, Michaels did win at Rumble 97, and maybe he wouldn't have left. A lot of people said that he had a fake knee injury, and because he didn't want to drop the title to Bret, so he faked an injury. But so maybe in a triple threat match he would have done it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was like my dream world. Like it would have been Austin, Michaels, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And still Bret Hart come out on top, winning the belt.
See, I don't know. Do you think Triple H? You think Shawn Michaels would have did that, Price?
No, I think Bret Hart would have still won. But I don't think Michaels and Bret Hart didn't have a hatred towards each other.
Yeah, 15
That's
years later.
That's what Shawn Michaels says.
Well, that's what Bret Hart says now too.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes. But the champion going into WrestleMania 13 was actually Psycho Sid. So,
Which
I don't know.
Undertaker won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that still would have been good if there's those 2 in the main event together with a third party person. It would have made Austin, I think, a little better of a competitor. Showed like what he could do a little early on.
Yeah.
Get a little kickstart to his career.
Yeah,
Maybe Psycho Sid wouldn't have to go on the mic.
Yeah, it could just been Austin and Bret Hart going back and forth promo wise. Then you just have Sid out there just like
fist
what?
bumping people.
Yeah.
Sid's one of my
Breaking 8-year-old's wrist.
Yeah, he was crazy with those fist bumps. I've always said that. But no, he's one of my favorite competitors in that era. But all right, so I like that one a lot. I wasn't thinking about that because of the champion scenario,
Yeah.
which was Psycho Sid. But if you want to, I forgot Michaels did win the 97 Rumble.
That's what I was going off of.
Okay, I just didn't know if you meant 14, but because you were winning a year off. But
Yeah.
all right, who's your second scenario?
I have John Cena and Batista.
Oh no, 5.
Yeah.
So you're keeping one of them.
Yeah, I think if that would have happened, that would have been awesome, and it would have been even great if it was Triple H, John Cena, and Batista.
Oh, if they actually went through
Yeah,
the triple.
I'm just going with these both being triple threat matches because
Okay.
I think that'd be awesome. And I think it really would have put over Cena and Batista, like, going against Triple H. I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
JBL, yeah, but he was mediocre at best. To me, when Cena won the belt in 05, that was kind of like when, like, him winning the Intercontinental title. That's what the WWE Championship meant to me at that point in time.
Well, yeah, because I know what you mean. Because JBL wasn't proven as a single star, and he was rushed into that title spot, so he didn't get to develop fully
Exactly.
and get full heat until after Guerrero, which is
Yeah.
already like 3 months into his reign,
Yeah.
kinda, or 2 months into his reign. So yeah, that makes sense. That would have been a really cool triple threat match. Yeah, I agree with you. Price.
One little note I want to put in there: if this was 1994, John Morrison or Kofi Kingston would have won that Royal Rumble.
Why do you say that?
They use their hands. They jump on the barricade.
Oh, true. They would have delayed
They-
their momentum.
They would have won.
That makes sense.
But my first Royal Rumble.
Shelton Benjamin's another one too. by
Yeah,
the
there
way.
you go.
My favorite.
My first Royal Rumble co-winners would have been Big Show and The Rock from 2000.
I'm interested because that probably would have made the best sense because with Austin out, I feel like everybody was in flux, and I think they wanted to not make it obvious with Rock because he was the only face at that time. So I like that pick just like I liked his 97 pick, but explain why.
Because we were going back and forth, me and you, Rich, and The Rock ended up winning, but it also showed that Big Show won, and then Taz pointed out that one of them won. So it was just... It
Just the
still
same.
goes to the same scenario, though. It
Pretty
ends
much.
up the fatal four-way.
Mhm.
But, I mean, it would have been great.
I
Co-winners.
agree. Just to say the I don't even like. Do you think that was an accident by Rock, or do you think that was
Probably.
set up? You think it was an accident?
Well, you seen how when he was going out, it looked like he was going to hold on to the ropes.
Yeah, I think he
But
just,
Big Show's just too big.
Exactly. So yeah, just to save it, they should have just did that. And what's your second pick, man?
My second pick is Roman Reigns and Batista from 2014.
I'm really interested in this because Roman Reigns was still a part of the Shield.
It would have been great. That would have been, breakout star from the Royal Rumble because everybody didn't want Batista to win. Then you still have the co-winners. They walk into WrestleMania, and they're going to face Orton. But what happens? Daniel Bryan gets in there, fatal four-way.
That would have been a great match.
Great match, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would have all that stuff. Roman Reigns putting somebody through the barricade.
Shield coming to help him win the title.
That would pretty
But he doesn't win. Daniel Bryan still wins because he still needed his moment, and
Yeah.
the confetti still needed to fall.
I completely agree with that. Daniel Bryan definitely needed to close out WrestleMania 30.
And you still would have built Roman Reigns as being a heel with the Shield.
True. I kind of went against the grain here, and I apologize, you guys. But you guys bailed me out, and I appreciate it. Because you guys all have the last two remaining superstars. I didn't botch it. I asked before I wrote it down, and you guys let me go. I did the last three. I still don't understand why Kane was in the final two at 2001. And
Yeah, that was stupid.
I think that was really stupid. I think it should have been Rock and Austin, and that's why I have Austin and Rock in 01. I think that would have been really cool if Triple H beat Kurt Angle because he had a title match out. And I thought the reason why I'm saying that is because 1999 Survivor Series, everybody knows that's like they're the three biggest stars at that time, big in the the hottest era, which is the Attitude Era, and then Austin goes down with that neck injury.
Right.
So that dream triple threat match is put on hold. WrestleMania 17, that would have been perfect, I thought.
And then also, that would have freed up The Undertaker to actually have a good match at 17.
Well, he actually had a good match, but says people don't remember it because
They erased
Vince McMahon erases it kind of because of his gimmick.
Also, I like that a lot because I could only imagine the promos following after that The Rock said that he was the winner, but Stone Cold said that he was the winner.
Mm-hmm. And then even just the last two remaining, just the crowd going off because The Rock was so popular at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not like he's going to lose his fans like he did in 17 because they're going head-to-head. It's whoever... I mean, if he loses, he's still going to be a good guy because he's not facing Austin after that. Do you know what I mean? So I think there would have been a big development there. So thank you guys for bailing me out on that. Like I said, I know it wasn't the last two, but I still don't agree with Kane being in that last part, and that's why I have Austin and Rock in 01 as my first one. And then my second one, I have Cena and Triple H in 08. I was just kind of stretching here. I was trying to think of other scenarios. I kind of like... And I don't want to take Malloy's. I kind of think that Cena and Batista one, that definitely should have ended as co-winners. But behind that, I thought Cena and Triple H because Triple H really needed to get... I thought Triple H... he did win in 02, but I feel like he was really, really popular that time. And since Cena was out, he should have won.
Yeah, he was the guy.
He was the guy, I thought, especially to go against Orton. But then at the same time, when Cena makes that return, I mean, he rushed back from a neck surgery to come back. So I think he deserved to win. So I think it would have been cool to have them tie. And in essence, it kind of worked out that way because they still had that triple threat match at WrestleMania. But that's no reason why I kind of picked it. It already kind of happened. But if you guys can think of any, there's 27 Rumbles, and you guys don't agree with any of ours, or you guys don't agree with 94s, just let us know on social media. When we come back, we're gonna take some questions here. One specifically from Mike Danilovich, who's a frequent listener of our show. So
Submitter.
Stay tuned. It's the PriMalLow Mailbag on episode 38 of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show.
Hi, I'm Robert from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show, here to tell you about our Twitter account. Follow our page at PriMalLow Show for fan interaction regarding professional wrestling. Thank you, and we can't wait to hear from you.
It is time to take some questions here. It's your host, Rich Lopez, here with Tom Malloy and Robert Price.
Yo, Feliz Navidad.
I was going to put that as a song, but I just didn't download it. Time to answer some questions here. PriMalLow Mailbag. We have one from Mike Danilovich, and here it is.
Who's your favorite character to play in wrestling video games that isn't one of your favorite superstars? And you can give an example of a game and a particular character in that game.
Okay. Thank you for that question, Mike. I appreciate it. As always, thank you for listening to our show. All right, so you guys heard them. Obviously we all play video games, and we've been playing them since Super Nintendo came out. With I don't even know what was the first one, Royal Rumble. Did you guys ever play that one?
I played all of them. I own all of them.
I know there was some for the original Nintendo, but I think obviously
I have those.
I was born when I was born.
I was playing on Atari, son.
Was there wrestling on Atari?
No.
Well, I'm talking about wrestling games.
But I had them all. I had Nintendo. Yeah, they had WCW. They had
first the original
Nintendo.
For Nintendo.
Yeah. WCW, I think it was like tag team.
Are you sure it was NWA?
No, it was WCW.
Oh, okay.
Legion of Doom was on it.
Really?
The Giant was on it. Yeah.
I think you're thinking Super Nintendo.
No. I'll show you later on.
Okay, yeah, show me later. But all right. So, Price, since you've been playing longer than we have, apparently, what's your favorite? This is the way you just spread out your
I love
your
it.
credentials, man.
Yeah.
This is so hard. Give me your favorite wrestler to play with, even though he's not your favorite wrestler to watch.
Well, growing up, I loved Raw's War on the SNES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I was 1-2-3 Kid. Hated 1-2-3 Kid. But he was just so fast in the game that, I mean, you were able to do stuff with him.
Might as well pick Luna, dude. Was Luna Vachon in that game?
Luna Vachon was good on that, too.
My favorite in that game was Owen, and I hated Owen.
Yeah.
Looking back, but any other games? Or is that the one he first?
Well, I also liked in WWE 13. I liked Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the other one, but it was a SmackDown versus Raw, I believe, and it was like this storyline mode, and you had to defeat Undertaker's streak. I had to pick Kofi Kingston because I was the only person who was able to beat it with.
Yeah.
On the hardest difficulty, of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, though. Well, how about you?
Just looking through some games, thinking over time, I was like, definitely No Mercy was probably my favorite wrestling game because we used to all play that together when we were kids. I like being Billy Gunn for some reason.
I already think you told me that.
Yeah.
I think we just played it like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You told me that. Yeah.
And I still think I picked Billy Gunn. I really don't even like Billy Gunn that much.
I never
Not really a fan. He's an underrated wrestler. Just was not into it.
Yeah.
I remember SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I'm pretty sure Kurt Angle was in that game.
No.
Maybe it was.
Unless he was like a legend or something, but I don't think
No,
so.
what was the first one that featured ECW and you could fight in the crowd?
Oh, was it 08?
Yeah, it was 08.
I think Angle was in that one.
There's no way. He left in 06. Are you sure it wasn't 07 maybe?
No, it was 08 because it said featuring ECW.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been. I forget what year it was.
So I'm not gonna lie, the SmackDown vs. Raw to me are all blur.
Yeah,
After,
that's what I'm saying.
Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
After that, it's a blur for me because it just went by year.
Started 2004, I believe.
Yeah, I just remember playing with Kurt Angle, and I hated Kurt Angle. Like, when I was younger, I was like, man, he sucks. He's a heel. Like, I just was never into him, but he had an awesome moveset.
I'm glad you just...
And then I have one more.
Okay.
Because
you just ruined the transition.
2K16 that I'm currently playing. I play with Baron Corbin a lot. I really don't like Baron Corbin.
Really?
He's just an interesting person to play with.
That's funny. Didn't you say last year Corey Graves, even though you didn't know anything about him?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him. Yeah.
He was the lowest ranked wrestler on the entire roster.
Yeah, my thing is I like when I
79.
play the WWE Universe, I like try to take the lowest person and have him come up and win the WWE title.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I'd ever play with Corbin, I'm not going to lie. But,
What was your segue?
Segue, he ruined it because he said Kurt Angle.
Well, Kurt Angle, he sucks.
Thank you. He sucks, but however, I played with him in No Mercy, and I enjoyed playing with him. I hated him at that time. Looking back on it, I thought, like you said with Billy Gunn, very underrated wrestler, great on the mic, great backstage segments with Austin. I just hated his attire.
Yeah, his attire's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but I like it now.
Yeah,
and so looking back, I'm like, all right, I guess the future of me saw this or whatever.
The kid you just didn't understand.
And then in WWE 2K13, Seth Rollins, I didn't hate the Shield. I've always liked the Shield, but he wasn't my favorite member in the Shield. Ambrose and Reigns were.
Yeah.
Even though I knew Seth Rollins was the best wrestler in it.
Technical, yeah.
High
flyer, yeah.
Yeah. So I really avoid. I know a lot of people like high flyers and like fast people. I actually don't.
Short careers?
Yeah. Well, no, like playing them in games. I don't know why. I just don't like the butt. I don't like.
You're all about the brawling.
I am all about the brawling, and I know. I'm just gonna say, you know who I enjoyed playing with, for No Mercy in WrestleMania, 2000 for 64, D'Lo Brown, but I actually liked him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's a mid card talent, so I have to give him the nod. So.
Balling.
And then Jericho. 64 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's my picks. Thank you for that question. Mike, do me a favor. If you're listening to this, why don't you give us your favorite wrestlers that you used to play with?
And also, if you want to submit a question, tweet to us, Facebook us, write on our YouTube or even on our SoundCloud or Blogspot.
Do it.
Any of those platforms, just do it.
And answer the question if you want.
Yeah,
but if not, if you have questions, just ask us.
Just submit them.
Yeah, do that. When we come back, it's time to close out our show, as always, with our Self High Five. And we're going to keep that Royal Rumble theme going with 5 Royal Rumble winners that we actually hated to see win. I know you guys have that feeling. Not you guys, I mean the audience. So stay tuned.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane. Blitzen, blitzen, all here's a reindeer pulling on a rein.
I told you there would be some more Christmas music, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's time to close out our show with our Self High Five as always. And this week, the topic is 5 Royal Rumble winners that we hated to see win. Malloy, I feel like you've been down this episode. I don't know, long night? Like, what happened?
Dude, just long day at work, tired.
Too many Budweisers.
Too many Steve Weisers.
I don't drink either one of those, but
Steve Weiser.
Steve Weiser, everybody does, dude.
Steve Weiser.
Anyway, here's what I'm saying is that you've been down, so I need you to start off with some energy right now, just to at least close out.
Must have been the can of whoop ass I opened on him.
Seriously. I thank God you weren't arguing, because you wouldn't have convinced anybody.
I would just been like, shut up.
Yeah. So come on, let's close out the show.
All
strong.
right, top 5.
There it is.
Top 5 people I hated to see win the Royal Rumble. Batista.
Ooh.
2014, right? Was that 13 or 14?
That was 14.
Sheamus, 2012.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, 1998. Nine. Okay.
He was doing so well for years.
He
Boys-
got it.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, 1988.
Yeah, there you go.
And Roman Reigns, 2015.
Look at you. 4
about
out of
that?
5 with the years. Boys not the greatest with years, so I'm very, very happy. All right, you want to explain a couple of those?
I don't understand why Hacksaw Jim Duggan ever won it. He was never, to me, relevant, even in the 80s.
You want me to tell you why?
Okay, please, because I
Why? I think why.
I think it should have been Hogan.
Was he even in it? He wasn't in it. They had the contract signing for WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, but he still should have.
Do you want to add? Do you think
Hacksaw
why?
was going to be the next person after Hogan.
Yeah.
Up until he got caught in his car with Iron Sheik,
Sheiky
breaking
baby.
kayfabe, and smoking the devil's
Lettuce.
Lettuce. Thank
Might
you.
as well just say it.
I was going to say weed.
But yeah,
He was going to be the next guy.
yeah, that's why he had the American flag and all that stuff. But here's
Oh,
yeah,
Go ahead.
and Royal Rumble was at that point. I'm sure
Yeah.
wrestling fans know the number one contender. It happened once in '91. Like the winner would go to face the champion, and then in '93 on it happened.
Yeah.
So obviously the first one it was just a marquee match. It was
sideshow act.
Yeah, it was just a sideshow act to see all these people in one ring at one time.
I don't know. I think there
So-
could have been so many bitter picks in Hacksaw Jim Duggan. But,
Like
You're
one my
going to-
gang.
yeah.
Come on.
I feel like he was on the same level. If he said Savage or Jake Roberts or Rick Rude, I'd be like,
I'd say
okay.
Savage. I think Savage should have won.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But, all right. Let's go with another one. Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan should have definitely won.
He
We were
should have
there.
been in the match for much longer. I mean,
Yeah.
also,
I knew their thought process. We talked about it. We were at the show.
yeah, that's also another reason why it was probably
I was just so
a person you
disappointed.
hated to win.
I remember sitting on the train going back to our buddy Jordan's sister's apartment. I was just like, that was awful. Why did that just happen? Like,
The
I
thought
hated
process
that
was
moment.
wrong. Yeah,
There was
I
no
mean, they
sting.
wanted Daniel Bryan in the Rumble to get the pop, and they wanted him out before Reigns came out, so people would think that they'd forget about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, it didn't
and it
happen.
completely backfired.
Especially when Rusev, everybody was cheering for Rusev. to
Yeah,
win.
that's how bad it was. That you people.
The Rock got booed.
Yeah,
That's bad.
So I understand why you hated that. And you give me one more, man.
Let's
I
go
need-
with Vince McMahon, Vinnie Mac.
Okay, look at the liveliness. I want him to explain all of them.
Vince McMahon, he just why? Why? There's no reason. I mean, yeah, let's screw Austin. He should have threw him out earlier on in the match and had someone else win.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because I think Austin winning 3 in a row would have been too obvious. Because actually, I really
also
think,
breaking the record.
Yeah, breaking the record. I just think that 99 Rumble is just a lot like 2014's, I thought, since Daniel Bryan wasn't in it. Like, there was nobody that could win and sell me the main event.
You know who did
at
really well
WrestleMania.
though during that match? Edge.
Did he?
Yeah.
I remember I remember Ken Shamrock and Billy Gunn
I
did
think
kinda-
Draws did good too.
in 99? Was
Yeah.
he even in it?
Could he even walk then?
He was
No,
a
you
good-
could have walked. He didn't get hurt
Whoa.
till fall of 99.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
did good in the match though. I remember.
I know
that.
somebody who didn't. That was Golga. He was in and
Yeah.
out. But
But I mean, at his age,
that's true. I just feel like they needed somebody to win that wasn't Austin because it was too obvious. But you knew Austin was going to go to Mania, and
Yeah,
they did it in
face Raw.
February. Yeah, so
But the other thing I think of too is Sheamus. Sheamus should have not won in 2012.
yeah,
Because overall, when you look at it, yeah, the main event was Rock and Cena.
yeah.
Should have just been for the belt.
wasn't it always that the no match outshadows the title?
That's out. Yeah, I don't know what broke that. You know what? Actually, I kind of think broke that.
The Michaels and Taker match.
26.
Because Triple H and
But-
Orton had to go on after that.
Are
It
you
was
talking
awful.
about like in hindsight, or are you talking about like at that time? Because
No, the
if you're looking
stacks
at
of the card it was
Okay.
always the title was the last
True,
match.
it really shouldn't, and I completely agree. However, I think in hindsight, the reason why they started changing it up is because of what Rock and Hogan did at 18. They just completely overshadowed Triple H and Jericho. So I think at that point, people were like, we don't care. Let's just do what we think. We'll
So that
keep the
nobody's dead for those
yeah,
matches when they have to watch them
exactly.
back.
What would keep the audience intrigued from start to finish?
Yeah.
Start off with a title match.
NXT Brooklyn.
Yeah. I guess so.
All right.
But
But yeah, that's my points. I think there could be even some more to that. If you could definitely even do a top 10.
well, yeah, I guess so.
For further detail, yeah.
This is too long.
Can I go now?
Price, you can go now.
All
I'm just
right.
glad Malloy was lively. I wish he had it the whole show.
My 5 through 1.
You
Number
got it,
5,
Michelle.
Alberto Del Rio from 2011.
Took mine.
Number 4, Rey Mysterio from 06.
Took mine.
Number 3, Hacksaw Jim Duggan from the first Royal Rumble. Number 2, Bautista from 2014. And number 1, Hulk Hogan from 91.
I was thinking him, but it's whatever. Explain any ones that you want.
Alberto Del Rio, because the match was so huge that it was, you were expecting somebody like a surprise factor.
Adding vanilla to vanilla, man.
Like, even if, I don't know, Kevin Nash came out as Diesel and won, that'd be a huge pop.
You know
I mean,
what
would it
should've-
happen? No, but
No, 27 should have been CM Punk or CM Punk.
CM Punk. There we go. CM Punk won. Number 4, Rey Mysterio.
You know,
I
you
just
filled
hated
it
the
for-
fact that how bad they went with. I mean,
We all are.
hats
I-
off to
I
him.
know.
You know,
Oh, okay.
Eddie Guerrero passed
There we go,
away,
yeah.
that kind of thing. However, he broke the record for being in the ring the longest,
Yeah. They should
and then he won, and he won at WrestleMania just solely off the purpose that he was friends with Eddie Guerrero, and I just, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would have been Eddie Guerrero though if he was still alive.
No. I read so many reports that it was supposed to be Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero. So sad about it.
That would've been a great
hell
match.
of a
That'd been a crazy match. But yeah.
And I explained Bautista in segment 3, the PriMalLow remake.
Give me Hogan 91.
I just feel as though Hogan didn't need it.
Yeah, I agree.
Who should have won that in '91? Who would you?
That's a terrible Rumble. Did you ever
Yeah.
see that Rumble? That's awful.
I haven't watched.
There's
it in
not
a
one
while.
person.
I actually like the title match more than I like the Rumble match.
Me too. Which a lot of people do.
Well, I like it just because Ultimate Warrior.
Well, yeah, I know.
You know, whatever. Because Macho Man,
How's that-
Ultimate Warrior,
Oh, I was gonna say, I was
that would have been
not
a
in the
great
Rumble.
thing. Macho Man would have won 91. They would have went to WrestleMania. Title for career.
That'd been pretty.
That would put more emphasis on, oh my God, who's going to actually win?
You know who could beat that though? America, and that's what WrestleMania 7 was based on.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
it was a crappy one. Thanks
Yeah.
to the crappy booking that they were just trying to beat the record, which they're going to try to do this year.
Yeah,
And I think
hopefully it
they're
doesn't
gonna
repeat
succeed.
itself. I mean, obviously security was an issue because of the war, but I digress. My 5 through 1. My 5 is Yokozuna in 1993. My 4 is currently blank. 3 is Chris Benoit in 04. 2 is Batista in 14. And my number 1 is Sheamus. I'm going to fill in my number 4 right now, and it's going to be Hulk Hogan in 1990.
Ooh.
Why Chris Benoit 2004?
Who is
I
that?
didn't- Well, number 1, that could be... Well, I guess technically it didn't exist, so I shouldn't have it on my
Exactly.
list. But the reason why I have Benoit is because, number 1, I don't think he was hot at all
I believe he broke the record for the longest time inside the
And-
ring.
until
well.
Mysterio.
Until Mysterio, yeah.
But I don't think he does, like, from one... And I know he has that Iron Man physique, so I understand him being, 1 or 2 and going to the whole thing. I don't think he deserved to win it. I just didn't understand it.
Also, I don't
Because he
think,
had no treading going into
Right.
Rumble. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that they kept basing it off of was he can never win the big one. He's a great talent. He's a great technical wrestler.
that takes many, many years to build that kind of storyline.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you can do that with everybody.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Dean Malenko is the same exact way. Like that, pretty
So
much.
why did they give them that?
That's what I mean. Like that whole crew except Guerrero.
Heidenreich should have won.
Huh?
I don't even know if he was in the match, but he should have won.
No, I thought Orange should have won. That'd been great for me.
That would be great too.
But who else? Hogan in '90. The reason why is because
He's Hogan from 90. That's the anonymous GM right there.
yeah, we just received a message, and it's
From
telling me
Raw general manager.
it's telling me to explain Hogan '90. No, just saying. Ultimate Warrior should have won because he was so hot.
Yes, I
And that would
agree.
be really cool. I wouldn't even have Hogan in the match actually.
Yeah.
Because I know I was gonna put Hogan 91. I kind of understand if they were gonna do the winner goes the champion or whatever. So I guess that kind of makes sense for him to win. So 90 I would erase. Yokozuna, I really wish it was kind of Bret Hart versus Macho Man.
And that was a crappy ending too.
It was.
He went for a pin.
Almost.
He went for a pin and
Yeah.
got pushed over the top rope
I almost
onto the
cursed.
floor.
That's how bad it was. And then Sheamus, I think Jericho should have won. He's done everything except win a Rumble. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The thing though we could say about the Vince McMahon one and about the I forget which ones you had.
I don't know. I had ADR, Rey Mysterio, Hacksaw, Bautista, Hulk Hogan.
I guess yours are all okay, but the thing with Vince McMahon and then my Sheamus. Well, we all had Sheamus.
He had Sheamus.
Yeah, he had Sheamus too. Is that I guess they wanted to avoid the obvious winners. like Chris Jericho came back solely at the Rumble to begin his feud with CM Punk.
Yeah.
So I guess to not make it obvious, you want to have a different winner.
Unlike Batista when they were, advertising for like
That's
5
the
weeks.
yeah, but
Batista's gonna be in the Royal Rumble match.
exactly.
He wasn't even announced to be in the Royal Rumble match, but okay.
And then same thing with Austin. Like, he didn't want to have 3 in a row. So, he's still going to go to Mania, but let's just stall it another month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's just the thing. It sucks because the winners look bad, but the storyline purposes, I guess, still pan out.
You guys got any early projections on who's going to win this year?
Lesnar.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Lesnar.
All about the resurrection of Jake.
We'll talk about that, though, the show before, obviously, in depth. And next year, next week, I was going to say next week we will be talking about this past year and what we're looking forward to next year.
Some predictions that we have for this year coming up.
Yes, concerning superstars that we want to see step up. I guess there's a couple of things. It's a year in review for 2015. Slight preview for 2016. So I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas. Please be safe. Enjoy the holidays with your family. Watch some wrestling, a lot of wrestling, because I know some people don't have work. And I apologize for the people that do. I wish everybody had off. But I'm your host, Rich Lopez. I'm here with Tom Malloy and Robert Price.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all, have a good night.
Ho, ho, Hogan. NXT Brooklyn. Hashtag.
Hashtag London. Merry Christmas. And next week we will be talking about next year. Stay tuned for episode 39. Thank you for listening.
Jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer.